Hi, this is Macky with another episode of the Hidden Threads podcast, and I got Samantha with me.
Hi.
Let me get the camera working here, Samantha. There she is.
Hello.
With her Faulkner Law shirt on.
Yeah.
So last time you had Mississippi State. So what's next week?
I don't know. I think I'm running out of sweatshirts.
Emory,
maybe
something. I don't know.
Yeah, I could pick one up.
Naval Academy. So you guys are going to City Harbor today, right?
Yes.
In Gunnersville.
Yeah.
Some people know where that is, but
So we happened upon this place. We were just looking for a brunch spot and Googled it and took it. We didn't know it existed.
Really?
Yeah, and found it. It was super cool. So we're going to go back.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
You going to Big Mike Steakhouse?
I've never been there. We might try it though, because I think the brunch spot will probably be closed by the time we get there. So
the Mexican restaurant's good too in there.
Really?
So yeah, all of it's
so
good. So
nice.
yeah, everything's good. And then you got the Rock House, which is not there, but it's not far.
What's the Rock House?
It's a place. They only have like 4 items on the menu. It's very good.
But they all have to be like,
Mhm.
they only have 4 items.
Yeah, they're
right?
good. Yep, it's good. My wife loves it. All right, so today we're going to be talking about the McClendon Standard. What do you know about that?
So every state has like a standard for modification of child custody or whenever you're determining child custody to begin with. And the McClendon Standard is Alabama's.
Alabama. So everybody brings up the McClendon Standard when they're talking about getting a child custody modification, custody modification. We come into play a lot on these because you got to have evidence, right? Mm-hmm. I get a lot of people come to me and they're like, I want to get it. We're not lawyers, but they'll, we talk to them and they're like, I want to get a custody modification. I'm like, okay. They'll say, I think I got enough evidence. I'm like, what do you got? Well, such and such said that my ex-wife does this and that. You can't say that, right? You can't, It doesn't work. The judge is going to be like, well, get out of here. Right. Now, if you bring real evidence of any of these things, then yeah, the lawyers can work with that, right? So it says in there, I'm just going to paraphrase it in lay terms, that you got to have hazard conditions to the children or a material change in the living conditions, like they're moving across state lines, daddy got a new job in Florida and you live in Mississippi, something like that, right? And they can modify that way. But the big ones we see around here, they're drunks and drug addicts. You ever seen those before?
Yes.
All right. You getting examples?
Well, in the ones that I've been involved in, the most common thing I've seen was when you mentioned the material change and circumstance is people not understanding that. And that, say, you'll have someone who's married to someone who has an addiction problem. They rush to get divorced. They get, they do 50-50 or something like that. But then they want to come back later and say, well, this person's a drug addict. Well, they're a drug addict whenever you entered into the agreement before. So what's the material change in circumstance?
Right. Yeah.
And so that's the roadblock I see a lot of people run into.
Child custody modifications are very hard to get. You got to have a lot of evidence, and it's got to be what I call rock solid evidence. It's got to be good. We get into these things, and a lot of them, I'll tell them up front, set their expectations. I'm like, look, man, we're girl, right? We're going to be on this for a while. It's going to be a month or longer. And then you hit them with a price tag and they're like, oh my God, some of them will pay it, because we're going to be going for a while here. Yeah. I don't want to just do a couple days and then you submit that and they're like, we need more because you're going to be disappointed in me. I'm going to tell you up front, hey, this is going to cost you. Right. Whether you pay it in steps or you pay it all at once, it's going to cost you money. Typically lawyers charge a lot too, because there's a lot of time on these.
Right. And we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know when people are going to mess up.
Right. Yeah. We get a lot where they're like, you ever seen those where they're like, oh, you didn't get a lot of evidence. I'm like, well, they're not doing anything. They're like, I want my money back. I'm like, no,
It doesn't mean that they're not doing anything. It's just that they didn't do anything the 3 times we went out.
And we don't have thermal imaging to see through the walls and things like that.
Right.
I want you to break in their house and get footage. You ever heard that?
I haven't heard that.
I have. They're like, I still have access to that house. We could let you in.
Wow.
I'm like, no, we're not.
Yeah, I've heard like go on the property or, things like that. But
yeah. So the big thing we do on these is the dangerous living situation where the custodial parent is either living with somebody that's a felon. We've seen them where they're living with somebody. We do a background and they're on this, what's that list called? Sexual predator list.
The sexual predator.
I just had a blank for some reason.
Yeah, me too. It's the sex offender registry.
Sex offender registry. Man. I don't know, it's a Sunday.
Yeah,
so,
right.
All right. The sex offender registry, we find them on there. So that judges don't like that.
Yeah.
All right.
They shouldn't.
And we also see where, hey, in the custody agreement. There's no sleeping over. Unless you're married to this person, you can't have people sleeping over. We've seen it. We get footage at night where they may have multiple partners over 4 or 5 nights. Okay.
That's a very common one, I think.
Right. And the judges don't like that either with kids when the kids are there and all that. We've seen it where they're having parties out back on a school night where the kids are supposed to be sleeping, all those things. They're drinking on the deck. Kids are running around. It's 1 a.m. on a Wednesday night. The judges like that.
Yeah, no, they don't. I worked a case one time for custody where the children were being put out all day in the yard, small children, and they were urinating in the yard. I'm talking about this was.
I do that around here.
Girl. Yeah, but these were 5-year-old girls,
Oh, little girls.
Yeah.
In public. So.
Well, it was in the yard and they were having to run around with the dogs. And then I guess nighttime they'd be able to be let back in.
Really?
Yeah. So that was a wild one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are cases where it happens, but then like you said, there's a lot where we don't find anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes we don't. We can't guarantee behavior of a person.
Right.
A lot of times we'll go out too and pull garbage out. You have pulled a garbage out?
I've pulled garbage.
At one time you said you didn't, but I think you have since.
I have since then.
Okay. It's nasty.
It stinks.
Yeah, it's bad.
I think it's kind of fun though. Because you never know what you're going to get. It's like
you get to look into people's lives, right?
Yeah.
So one thing we're looking for is usually on those is alcohol abuse. Mm-hmm. So we pull it one day, a week later, we get a bunch of beer bottles, liquor bottles, and 7 days later, the same thing. It just shows how much alcohol they're consuming in there.
Prescription
drugs. We just pulled one. I'm talking 5 bottles of vodka, this, in 1 week, plus Adderall.
Mm.
Does that mix? Right. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think it works.
Me either, but I don't think so.
I don't think you're supposed to drink with those psych meds.
Receipts.
Mm-hmm.
I found sex toys in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Receipts for them, boxes,
mm-hmm.
All sorts of things. And I think that can be so much fun.
We had one where it was the parents trying to get custody of their daughter was on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't me, but one of the other investigators pulled the garbage and found a pipe in there. Took it to the police department, had it tested, and it tested positive for methamphetamine. So
wow.
That kind of sealed her. Unfortunately, that got her custody removed. That was and then she killed herself. She overdosed. So it was a sad deal. So she couldn't get off the drugs, man. So it was a sad deal. What about mental health problems? You ever seen that before where people all of a sudden at one point they were on some kind of drugs that helped them with their mental health issues and they get off of them. They start acting erratic, not around the kids are like, Dad's acting crazy. You know what I mean? We had one where a woman had postpartum depression from another kid and she went into she locked herself down. She wouldn't do anything, like a depressed person. And so she got diagnosed with postpartum depression. The opposition found that out and got custody modified. You ever heard of that?
No, but it seems like it would make the depression any better.
Yeah, we're helping her with that.
Yeah, or penalize someone for having, that's a chemical reaction in the brain.
So she has children with her current husband, and they didn't get taken from her. But she gets to be around them, but not the one.
Yeah.
It's kind of sleazy to me.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Same. Yeah, I think that's pretty sleazy. Right. And I think that a lot of people too that use illegal drugs, they are trying to self-medicate.
Mm-hmm.
And then, people who are on legal, drugs, they can be, it can backfire on you.
Mm-hmm. They can abuse them, right?
Yeah.
Now, Adderall, what does that do?
It's an upper, right? For ADHD. I think if you truly have ADHD, it would calm you down. But if you don't, it
helps you with the attention, right? Don't it have a amphetamine plus something for dopamine?
It's like amphetamine salts.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how off it is, on a molecular level from methamphetamine.
We see it a lot in garbage, Adderall prescriptions.
Yeah. It's pretty popular.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never taken it, so I don't know.
Yeah, no.
But and then you see them drinking with it. And I don't think that mixes, but.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's an upper and a downer. It doesn't seem like which way are you trying to go here, Yeah,
I don't think they would mix.
Right.
Probably make you insane. So, criminal activity. All right. Have you ever seen that where we think they're selling drugs out of the house?
Oh yeah. That one drives me crazy.
Right.
There's that one case that I did. I won't name any names, but where the people were coming to the house at all hours of the night and getting things out of the car. You just knew what was happening.
Yeah.
But all you can do is document the behavior. Unless you see the drugs for yourself, you can't say.
We rarely see the drugs.
Yeah.
And cops have to go undercover to pinch these people, you know what I mean? And actually see that exchange drugs, possession, I guess you'd say. You're not going to typically see it from a distance, from the street, because they're pretty smart. They know what they're doing with the drug dealing.
But I don't think that judges are stupid either. I think that you get this evidence and you show over a period of time that, all these cars are coming in this house. They're getting something out of the mailbox. Like, why are 10 people coming and getting something out of the mailbox or off the porch in a box? Or
I remember that one. So we pulled the garbage. I think one of our other guys did, and there was like some evidence of that legal. Well, it's legal in Colorado, but not here. Right. That kind of stuff. I think they were selling it, buying it, and then reselling it here. Okay. So one of those deals.
That could be enough to maybe order a drug test or something.
Right. Marijuana is still illegal in Alabama. It is.
Yeah. So didn't that change? There's something that happened July 1st.
They made it more strict.
Yeah.
They made it even more strict than going the other way, like the other states are. So,
right.
But are you a fan of marijuana?
I mean,
for psychological stuff?
I think so. Yeah. I think that Mississippi is doing a good job with it, which is wild.
I think there's medical cases for it. You know,
for sure.
Like ADHD is one of them, and pain medicine. People that are in terminal illness where they can have some comfort.
Oh, yeah. I mean, much rather would have somebody be on that than, amphetamine salts.
Right. And also, but I think it can be problematic for the normal people. You shouldn't just be sitting around smoking dope.
Right. Yeah. And there are ways, too, that they can do the gummies and things now. So you can get the medicinal benefits without the THC that, causes that makes you high.
All right. So, the McClendon Standard, evidence matters, right? So
big time.
Surveillance, going through garbage. We can do interviews as well. It's a big deal. People come to me all the time and they say, hey, we tried last year, but we didn't have any evidence. We just had a hearsay. And hearsay doesn't work in civil or criminal, right? So now they come to us and say, hey, we want some real evidence of these people being alcoholics, drunks, partying or whatever. And they come to us and that's what we do. But these kind of cases, they go on for a while. And it's going to cost you a little bit, just to give you a heads up for you people listening out there. So,
but try to do it whenever you find out about it and before you get divorced.
Yeah, it applies during custody disputes during divorce as well.
Yes, because I see so many people that are like, I just want to be done. And they enter into a settlement and it's so much harder to go back and change that.
It is hard to change. It's hard to untie that knot.
So go ahead and do it now.
Right. That's right. All right. You got anything else?
And that's all.
All right. We'll be back with another episode soon with your Faulkner Law shirt on.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. See you later.